This is the status trap. Particularly in the age of social media, we are programmed through a combination of FOMO and jealousy to think that wealth equals looking rich, equals stuff. In reality, wealth is what is behind the car you didn't buy, the watch you didn't wear, the stuff you didn't subscribe to. Today, I'm going to show you what is the millionaire next door and why he's driving a Toyota and not a BMW. Hello, fellow wealth seekers! Today we're talking about the real millionaires and why they are not your Insta influencer. Instead, they are quiet wealth builders who understood that every time you buy status, you lose freedom. This is a very important trade-off. Every time you get a raise, are you thinking about getting a nicer car? Every time you get a bonus, do you think about that watch you wanted? That is called lifestyle creep. You are on a treadmill, always on the run, and dialing up the speed every single year, wondering why you are not able to get ahead. Let's look at the 5 most common wealth detractors. Number 1, the car. This is quite divisive, and I understand. Many of you will need one in order to get to work, in order to get to the supermarket, depending on your location, and I completely understand that. That is also why, in my budget video, this is under necessities. It's under the 50% needs. I get it. Nevertheless, I don't get people who upgrade their car, people who have to either show off or have the latest technology or simply feel better when they drive. Just get a used car that does not destroy your wealth and does not simply depreciate in value the moment you touch it. Number 2, luxury brands. Now, I come from the fashion background. I can tell you that paying 500% markup for a logo while any garment does the job is rather silly. Number 3, buy now, pay later solution. Klarna, Afterpay, they have very clever ways in making you want stuff that you can't presently afford. But if you don't have the cash, you can't afford it. That's about it. Do not get into hidden fees or interest. Number 4, watches. That's just jewelry. Jewelry that sits there, doesn't produce any cash flow. I might be a little too severe on this one. I know many people are collectors or they must show certain credibility. For example, a lawyer in a courtroom, I get it. It can sit under your wants. Let's just be very adamant on the fact that it is an opportunity cost. Number 5, subscriptions. Death by 1,000 cuts. Let's be extremely clear, it's not the 10 or the 15 euros a month. Netflix, Spotify, Amazon, it compounds, it multiplies, it suddenly takes up way more space than it should on your budget. So therein lies the core issue. It is not about the money you spend at a given time. It is about the money you could have invested that could have been more fruitful for you. Let's look at a BMW, lease, gas, insurance, 700 a month, realistic? Let's instead look at a used Toyota, maybe 250, for exactly the same performance. Well, maybe not as roaring, but very much gets you there. Now, this 450 difference, invested in a very boring ETF with a 7% net return, as we often model, will mean 6,000 euros in a year. And it can mean up to 80,000 euros in 10 years or 240k in 2 decades. Now, is driving a fancy car really worth $250,000? See, every item has a price tag with a consequence in the future. With the rule of 72, we know that for an average return of 7%, it takes 10 years to double the money you invest at an accumulating rate over ETFs. So basically, that iPhone is 5,000 euros in 10 years. That watch is 15,000 euros in 10 years. I have built an effective tool for you to understand possible expenses and their impact in a decade or two. I'll link it down below. The thing about wealth: quiet, relentless, borderline boring. Drive a paid-off car. Be fine with the slightly older iPhone model. Be okay with unbranded clothes that feel comfortable and still make you look elegant. You see, every single decision has an impact. Having an emergency fund, having a growing ETF portfolio, it is way better for you than any impulse buying decision that you could take. I made a few videos about ETFs. I made a few videos about psychological tricks to hack your brain. I would encourage you to have a look over my channel. I want to make sure we start 2026 strong. First, everyone who subscribes and leaves a comment under any of my videos will receive my free top 5 investment strategies for 2026. Simply post a comment and I'll drop the link. Secondly, I will be tracking the most active members of the community. So the ones that leave the most likes and meaningful comments will receive a free copy of one of my favorite finance books of all time, The Psychology of Money from Morgan Housel. So drop a comment, subscribe, and let's get your money right. So stop caring about others, what you think they see, what you think they think. Reality is everybody is so busy with their life, they are not even minding you. That is the harsh truth of interactions. So let's start instead caring about building something that you can really enjoy in your future wealth status. Till the next session, European Wealth Lab out.